Go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you going to blame the defense?
I got the power. Screw green bean. Damn it. But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing so. Go Jets.
What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk duns, boys and girls.
Freeze run.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.
Hey, Fireman Ed here. Join me on a trip to Bermuda, baby. Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Seas, May 30th to June 4th, 2026. Join the New York football legends Marty Lyons, Bilal Powell, Leon Washington, Sean Ellis, Kevin Mawai, Chris Ivory, and Jericho Cotchery, and all the podcasters. We are going to have the time of our lives, Q&As, meet and greets. It's going to be a spectacular cruise. Come join Fireman Ed on the cruise of a lifetime. Go to cruisewithlegends.com and book your trip today. $500 off a person up until September 7th. Let's go!
Welcome to Talkin' Jets. My name's Ryan, and I'll be your pilot tonight. I am joined alongside my lovely co-pilots. I got Mr. Green Bean to my this way. I got Mr. Matt O'Leary to my that way. Green Bean, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. I was asked earlier, why is this such a big day? Like, why? What do you mean 50 final? I said, this is the day we get to see what our team actually is, who we gonna be supporting, and now we kind of know. So I'm pumped, Ryan. I'm ready to go.
Oh, I'm excited to chop it up with you guys. O'Leary, how you doing tonight?
I'm pissed off at the Jets because I almost said Ryan. You're Ryan. Me and Connor were live for 2 hours waiting for this to drop, and the Jets never dropped it until, 5 minutes before we went on the air tonight. And so Ryan was scrambling, making graphics. But here we are. I'm excited to talk some Jets with you.
I'm convinced the Jets wait till 8 o'clock just so we have an opportunity to talk about it and get people hyped and all that. That's going to be my spin on things. Yeah. They're looking at us. Boys and girls, thank you so much for tuning in with us. We're going to talk about the 53-man roster, our likes, our dislikes, and yeah, give us your thoughts throughout the night. For every 10 likes we get on this video, we're going to pick a qualifier for our giveaway at the end of this show, so make sure you hit that like button if you enjoy us, you like supporting us. Maybe you think we're adorable, all the above. But yeah, let's hop right into it. Let's get into this 53-man roster. The Jets dropping this literally right before we get on. We'll go through it line by line. We'll start with the offense. Quarterback, we're keeping Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor. So the thought of Taylor maybe being banged up for the opener didn't wind up holding on to Cook on the 53-man roster. Matt, your thoughts on keeping two quarterbacks?
Yeah, this is kind of where I thought it would end up. I'm glad to see that Tyrod is healthy and good to go for the start of the season. Didn't really want to see a world where Brady Cook or Adrian Martinez would end up being quarterback 2 for the short term. I guess that's why they worked out some veterans, didn't end up signing guys like Nathan Peterman or CJ Beathard. Instead, Tyrod Taylor is good to go. So no complaints, no surprises from that quarterback room.
Bean, what about you? What do you think about the two quarterbacks that we decided to keep?
Well, it's just the way. I mean, there wasn't really much question. I mean, there's all, the thing about maybe trading for, not trading, but like picking somebody up off wagers. We saw McCord. You saw, Chicken Parm floating around out there. But, I think this is kind of what we were all, there wasn't much that we thought would change. So I think this is pretty much what we expected. I just hope Tyrod Taylor is healthy and can be healthy in the event we need somebody to come in and keep the playoff hopes alive when we're like 5-2. We don't want to, Justin Fields gets banged up. You don't want to lose any momentum, Ryan. That's so Tyrod Taylor, I want him to be healthy to come in and do that and keep our dreams of a Super Bowl championship going.
Running back wise, Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis, Andrew Beck, fullback, and Kenny Nwangwu, probably going to be either kick returner or punt returner. I like this. I did think all these guys were going to stick. Obviously, the name that maybe some Jet fans are missing out on here is Donovan Edwards, the running back from Michigan. Will he clear waivers? Will he make it back to the Jets practice squad, or will he get scooped up? I think is what we're all kind of thinking about here. O'Leary, anything to add to the running back room?
Yeah, I think Edwards ends up back on the practice squad, which is fine. I think he can hold down that role. The only thing that was surprising, so when you open up the article, there's a little blurb from Eric Allen, and it initially read 5 running backs, which is how it's obviously listed. And I'm going, who the hell did they keep as the 5th running back? Not realizing that's where they would designate Andrew Beck, which is fine. But these were all 5 of these players listed were guys that I expected to make the team. And Wanu, for sure, kick returner. Andrew Beck's going to play a role. And the other 3 we knew were making the team.
Green Bean, what about you? What do you think about the running back room?
Well, we were all, sitting on the edge of our seat, biting our nails, hoping Andrew Beck would make the team. He did it. And now we can move forward. We are excited. I think it's great news. I love having fullbacks on the squad. We don't need the potential explosiveness of Donovan Edwards or anything like that. And we'll watch Beck most likely be utilized. I'm predicting numbers of 9 catches for 114 yards and 1 touchdown, 6 rushes for 4 yards. And that's what will happen. That's my prediction. I'm very excited about it. Everybody else, I think Nwangwu did enough. He came to play. The guy Tufeli, right? Is that how you say it? Tufeli had a good showing. But I knew he wasn't going to overtake Nwangwu. But I like our running back room. The Beck thing is what it is. I'll just sit here and deal with it. But I love our running back room. I think it's the strongest group on the team. Yeah. I think we're ready to go, man. We just got to see if Beck can do the blocking that we need in these tight ends. It's good because I think everybody on the team is a good blocker. We don't have too many people that can catch or any of that shit. But the blocking, whoever's got that ball, man, we got a lot of guys that can take up some space and move some bodies. So that's I think that was the goal, and we're off and running, man. Good group of running backs, Ryan.
Blitz Crew coming in says Beck will be the new Yaboa. Milk thumbs.
Milk thumbs.
I mean, we'll love the Yaboa action, but I don't know if Green Bean Beck was the one you were all fired up about last week. Is that what it was? You're like
Beck was the one, that I was. I just don't. I would rather see a better player. That's all. I get it. He's not. I get it. But I'm not the biggest fan of the fullback thing these days. If they can figure out a way to use them like we did in the past with the Richie Andersons, the Brad Baxters, the Gerald Souls of the world, I'm all about it. But I just don't see it. I think it's going to more than likely be my fear is that we'll see what we've seen of late. We've had a fullback pretty much the whole time, guys, since Parcells. And we've never used them. So it's just, they're just hanging around. They're on special teams. They come in, they do some stuff. I hope he's able to have that impact in the blocking game. And I hope that we can utilize him, for some, maybe, not necessarily design stuff, but to be like a reliable, maybe, relief valve for the, for the quarterback. So I don't know. I'm in. But it's just, he was the guy I was hoping wasn't the lock. You guys were pretty sure that he was going to make it. I was hoping that he didn't. So, anywho, here we are.
Wide receiver wise, Jets kept 6. This is where I start to get like a little irritated, but also, I don't want to say relieved, but the Corley experiment finally over. We keep Garrett Wilson, Josh Reynolds, Alan Lazard, Tyler Johnson, Arian Smith, and Xavier Gipson makes the roster. I thought we were going to get rid of him. I was super excited about Pritchett. This is probably the one player on this entire roster that I'm like, a little irked about because I thought Pritchett should have made it. I thought he had a better preseason. We'll go with Green Bean. What are your thoughts on the wide receivers? And we'll go to Matt.
Yeah, well, this is a place where, there's going to be much discussion, I think. I think this is where the pain lives for a lot of us, right? Xavier Gipson, he's a little bit like some sort of disease, you just kind of can't shake him. And I don't know what he's doing. Hey, look, he's on the team. I'm going to root for him, but I really would have loved Brandon Smith to be. I know they're very, very different, but as far as what they, bring to the team. But I thought Brandon Smith, all he does is get open and catch the ball. I mean, it's like he did it last year. He did it. He was the leading receiver in 2 of the 3 preseason games, and he was the second leading receiver in the third. So he's just a guy that seems really reliable, and I really want to keep him. I'm hoping that he doesn't get claimed off waivers because I think that he's a good player. Xavier Gipson bothers me. Arian Smith, Tyler. I mean, it's not the most exciting group in the world, but I think it's solid, right? That bottom end, and here we are again complaining about the last 4 spots on the roster, but I think it does matter. And Xavier Gipson, I don't know what it is that this guy's done. He might be a wizard. He might be a witch. His mom's a witch, maybe. I don't know what it is, but hey, everybody seems to love him. So here he is. The Xavier Gipson dream continues, everybody.
O'Leary, I want to hear from you on wide receivers. I'm just going to grab myself a water.
Yeah. Unfortunately, once we found out, was it yesterday, that Allen Lazard was healthy and would be good to go for week 1. Kind of figured, unfortunately, it'd be the end of the line for Brandon Smith. And then we found out earlier today Brandon Smith was cut. But I will say I did believe that Pritchett did enough to make this team over Xavier Gipson, who we really haven't seen that much of during training camp in the preseason because he's been hurt. And unfortunately, I guess the Jets go back to Xavier Gipson. I just feel like we kind of know what he is over the past 2 years. He really is still living off that one play in week 1 2 years ago, which is a little annoying, but that's really the only surprise. Figured they'd carry 6 receivers. The top 5 guys felt like locks. And then really just that last one was the only one where I go, I don't know about that one.
Would you have been open to the idea? Well, with the Lazard thing, and all that. But what about like Tyler Johnson? How good do you feel about him in particular?
I think the Jets like him more than I do, honestly. He's been talked about a lot during the training camp period and ran with the ones a decent amount. So I was kind of just, again, like seeing who these guys practice with every day. I'm not really surprised that he made the team. He is a vet. He's played okay at times. I don't know how much he's going to do this year. And especially too, when you look at just wide receiver impact, I don't know how much wide receivers 3 through 6 are actually catching the ball, but my process was more so Pritchett as a returner versus Gipson as a returner.
Yeah, I fall in line with that as well. Arian Smith, I feel like, is going to have a bigger role than I think I have him initially penciled in for right here. I'm listed as a backup, but I think it's going to be a wide receiver 2 by committee type of situation. I don't think we're going to see Xavier Gipson as a wide receiver really at all. I think it's only going to be as a, kick returner, potentially punt returner, depending on how him and 𝐒𝐿 shake up. Tight ends, Jets keep 3. Am I missing one? Stone Smart's on there, right? Like I didn't.
Nope, you got it.
Okay. Yeah, look, Mason Taylor, I think, is the obviously second round pick. He's going to make the roster. Ruckert, I thought, wasn't necessarily a lock, seeing him play as late as he did into the last preseason game. I think the relationship with Fields probably helped him make this roster a little bit more. They obviously went to school together at Ohio State. And then Stone Smart was one of our earlier free agent acquisitions as well. And we're going to need someone that's going to be able to put people on their ass just like Carter. What's his face from the Giants? Hopefully, we can do that a few more times.
Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter. There we go. That's the name. Matt, what were your thoughts on the tight end room?
Yeah, I think, these three pretty standard. The only thought was maybe they would claim a different tight end and maybe Ruckert would be the odd man out.
Mm-hmm.
But until we actually see that, this is kind of what I expected. Mason Taylor's going to start. They'll play a lot of 12 personnel, but I think they'll mix up who that second tight end is a lot this year.
I think waiver claims start on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that.
No, tonight.
It is tonight. Okay. Maybe they go through on Thursday. Is that what it is? Or you can start getting them? Because I know Jets are 7th in line.
Yeah, they're 7th in line. I was just going off a Rich Cimini tweet from earlier today where he said cuts had to be submitted by 4. Jets have not announced their cuts. Some teams prefer to wait until the waiver wire is released, which is 7 to 8-ish, thinking it gives them a competitive advantage.
Interesting. Bean, your thoughts on the tight end room?
You know what? I'm hoping. I mean, I shouldn't say hoping, but maybe I am hoping. I like some of the tight end cuts around the league, whether it's 𝐒𝐿'𝐶 from the Giants or Jelani Woods, 6'7" beast of massive proportions. Last year, he played right here at the University of Virginia. So I would be open to that. But the only guy who's going to get cut, like obviously not Mason Taylor, and they brought Stone Smart in, and I think he looked, Stone Smart's looked okay, right? So Ruckert is the only guy. Or you could maybe say Beck, even though he's listed as a running back right now. Maybe, he's kind of that tight, he played the first 4 years, I believe, as a tight end, and he's that hybrid-esque kind of a guy. Maybe he could be, somebody that could be moved out. But I think if there's going to be an upgrade at tight end, or if they want to make any moves or what have you, Ruckert's going to be the guy out. I'm still hoping for him to bounce back and be what we wanted him to be. But he struggles, man. And he struggles more consistently than he's solid, unfortunately. It's really something. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it's in the same way. I don't know what it is with Malachi Corley. I don't know why. I don't know what it is with Gibson on the other end. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, some of these things. I'm confused. So Ruckert, I don't know why all of a sudden he only blocks well 34% of the time. I don't know why all that kind of stuff. But if we could get Jelani Woods and bring him in here and have him as tight end 3, that would be a slam dunk in my opinion. So if I had that opportunity, I might pull the trigger. Again, 6'7", I believe 270 or something like that. I could look real quick. But I loved him coming out. And I was excited when they were doing the tight end drills at, I forget where it was, maybe it was UVA Pro Day, but it was our tight end coach, Middleton at the time, was there running them through the drills. And I was like, oh, man, we're getting Jelani Woods. I love it, baby. This is going to be great. And we didn't. So I don't know. It'd be nice. I'd be open to that. But my heart is still with Ruckert. And I like him as a player, too. It's not just the Jet fan thing and his dad's fucking awesome. It's not only that stuff, but it adds to it. But anyway, if I could, I might pull the trigger on that.
I would tend to agree. Alan comes in. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says Jamal Pritchett over Gibson would mean Super Bowl with Gibson 5 wins max. Feeling snarky tonight, says Alan. Hey, look, I like Pritchett because I don't think Gibson gives us anything more than what Pritchett would have given us. It would have been cheaper and would have been, at least a different name and dynamicism.
Yes,
He's dynamic.
Go with it, man.
Super dynamic. I'm a fan of Pritchett from what we saw in the preseason. Anyway, it's splitting hairs. When you get down to player 51, 52, 53, is it really going to make a massive difference on what this season's going to look like? No, but we want to have some stuff to talk about. So that's where I'm at on this one. Blitz Crew comes in, says Pritchett would be a lateral, cheaper move at worst from Gibson. Anyone cut that you want the Jets to sign? I like McCord from the Eagles. I do like McCord from the Eagles. That was someone that I liked in the draft process. I felt like maybe his play style didn't align with the Fields Tyrod offense. So that's probably where I still stand on McCord. Jelani Woods, I think, is the name that I gravitate towards from a tight end perspective, much like Green Bean was saying. I'd have to look around. Were there any receivers that were of note, Matt, that you saw maybe shake free? I feel like that's an area that I'd like to potentially address.
What's his name? Trey Palmer from the Bucks got released. He was drafted in 2023. Was decent his first year, 385 yards, 3 touchdowns. Last year didn't do much, $172 and a touchdown. But I would say that was maybe the biggest name that I'm remembering off the top of my head right now.
What about you, Bean? Anyone out there other than Woods that you've kind of kept your eye on?
I'm not sure about the wide receiver market. Somebody popped up earlier that I was like, oh, okay, interesting.
Oh,
I can't
Muma,
remember who the hell
the linebacker. I feel like it was one that was a little. Chad Muma was released. I remember us liking him a lot during the draft.
Yeah. But then who's he going to buy? I mean, I guess Zaire Barnes, but dude, dude, the tackle.
The tackle saved him.
That saved him. I've never seen one play save a guy quite like that. That was like, I mean.
Xavier Gibson's been living on this damn kick return from week 1 for
well,
3 years now.
You got me there, man. That is a great point. Nobody has ridden off one play like Xavier Gibson. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would love to see. I'm not the biggest guy behind Okafor and Max Mitchell. I liked Max Mitchell a lot. I don't love him anymore. You know what I mean? Like, he scares me. And God forbid something happens on that left side of the line and we got to throw Max Mitchell in there. If it's for a play or two, fine. But thinking about him starting for a game or two, it freaks me out. So, I don't know. I think you could upgrade at the tackle. There were a few tackles that were interesting.
Yeah, Dom put out a list of a few guys. I don't know if you have his Twitter pulled up, but there was a few, not just tackles. There was a few guys that he wanted us to maybe put a claim in on.
Let's see here.
Let's see.
You got it? Did the Patriots release the kid from UCF?
That I do not know.
Baker.
Oh man, if he got released, that would be an interesting snag.
Yeah, I heard that was like in the mix
he was 2 years ago.
I don't know.
He was like, instead of, it was like him and Corley came out the same year.
Yeah, we should have taken so many people over Corley. It's just
Dude,
it's
that
a crazy
that
thing.
backfired in the worst
What's
way.
still pissing me off, reliving this again today, not the text exchange that they posted is bad enough, but the fact that they leaked to the media and were so proud to leak that he was their number 4 receiver on their board over guys like Brian Thomas Jr. is just so
I know. It's ridiculous.
I don't buy that for a minute. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, we got our top guy at pick 10. Did you get your top guy at pick 10? Was that really your top guy? I feel like it's a lot of like lip service more than anything else.
I don't know.
It's embarrassing, but like, I think it's a hype thing. It's like, oh wow, we got our 4th guy.
Hey, 2 things. One is Dom just dropped it in the text thread.
Oh, perfect.
But somebody in the chat, who is it? ARM Production said the Patriots just released a former first-round pick. That was Cole Strange. Now, what's funny is that we have a clip.
We laughed at that.
Of Matt and I reacting to that draft pick. Does anybody have it? Do you have it?
I don't have it queued up, no. But we were crying at that. And then there's the reaction from McVay, saying we didn't have him till the like 5th or whatever it was, 3rd round pick. We had a 3rd round grade on him, day 3 grade.
Oh, I found it.
You got it?
Yeah, can I drop it in this chat?
Drop it in the chat, and then I'll. Is it a Twitter?
It's
link?
funny.
Yeah, it's a Twitter link.
All right.
Yeah, me and Matt.
You
like,
guys
so,
keep discussing
it
because I'll download it and I'll pop it on here.
Yeah, that was funny, man. We were just like watching the later picks in the first round, and then both Matt and I are like, "What?" Like it was just came out of nowhere, man. Like we couldn't believe it. And Ryan's like, wait, what the hell just happened? Something happened.
I am not paying attention right now.
He was projected as a 3rd-round pick. Like,
Yeah.
that was not a name any of us thought were gonna. And we were all obviously so hyped because we saw us and Garrett and Jermaine were already picked. So like this was after that high, and then it's like, holy shit, the Pats actually just drafted Cole Strange.
Trying to fix my. I'm sorry to mess with my camera, Ryan. And I don't want to mess with your chi.
You know what? Maybe I
There
can
I
do.
go. Am I good? There we go. That should be good. Everybody. A poll, everybody. Am I good?
Running up a poll.
There you go. So yeah, but he's not a guy. I mean, I think our interior's pretty good. I mean, I don't know. We didn't get to the offensive line yet, but some tackles. So you want to Dom's list? Let me read Dom's list.
Hold on,
I'm gonna
before
do
you
that, Ryan?
go too much further, I got this.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Definitely cool with that, especially if Dean goes here.
Wow.
Matt looks like Bobby Bonilla. Jets need O-line. Oh, man. By your faces, this is going to be a very interesting selection.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at the chat, trying to do stuff, and these two are just like, oh my Lanta.
What the fuck was that?
I cannot believe what we just heard. The gasp.
Yeah, that was
Heard
so
around the
good.
world.
It's just so pure at the same time.
Oh, it was. So good. We got Ryan in the chat. Ryan says, biggest standout is Marquise Hayes making the 53-man roster, but additional depth at O-line is more important than depth at cornerback or wide receiver. Ruckert is on borrowed time, and Jelani Woods will replace him. Yeah, I would be all right with. I wasn't so sure Ruckert was going to make it, so Jelani Woods replacement I think would be all right. Yeah, I did not have Marquise Hayes making the 53 either. I felt like that was a little surprising. I thought we were going to carry 9 offensive linemen, or if we were going to carry 10, I thought it would have been Carter Warren making the roster in his place. As far as O-line being more important than cornerback or wide receiver,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, right? Like, I guess 5 cornerbacks felt light for me. I would have thought maybe we'd carry an additional one there, maybe than carrying an extra player somewhere else. But yeah, I agree with you, Ryan. Bean, your thoughts on Hayes making the roster, maybe the lack of depth at cornerback and wide receiver, and then we've already touched on the Jelani Woods comment.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think what Ryan is saying, it's not to say that cornerback and wide receiver aren't important, but I think one of the things that we've seen around here is offensive line depth is critical, right? You know, being one layer deep is not a good idea. And we, you know, at least we're not doing look, 2 years ago right now, we were starting the season with Mekhi Becton, who was injured for 2 straight years on the right side, and Dwayne Brown, who was literally dealing with a torn rotator cuff. You know, he didn't fucking play a preseason game or nothing in training camp or nothing. He just strapped on, so they put and we had nobody behind them. No one. So it was a little bit worse. So at least now we got some young guys up there, although Membu is going to take a sec. You know, it looks like, guys. Sucks that we're starting against the Steelers for Membu. But yeah, I mean, Hayes in particular, I'll be honest with you, he didn't stand out to me as, you know, somebody that's I'm really, you know, I'm like thinking is going to be really a quality developmental guy or anything like that. But I mean, who else is there? I mean, maybe they can upgrade in waiver and, you know, through waivers or something like that. I'm not sure. I love our depth at center. You know, Myers is obviously, you know, fantastic. Xavier Newman has been here now for a couple of years. He's solidish. You know what I mean? Like, and he, remember what he did? They threw him in at center. He had never played center before. This is what I'm talking about. One layer deep. They just said, hey, you, snap the ball in a live game. He's like, okay. He took 3 or 4 practice snaps. He said, there you go, buddy. You got it. Go out there and do it. So, you know, we know that he's at least got that. He's willing, you know, one of those guys, like where the word on Malachi Corley is that one of the rubs big rubs that he didn't want to do things that the coaching staff wanted him to do. So then there's a guy like Xavier Newman. He's never done it before, and they go, "We need somebody." He's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." That kind of a thing. So that's a positive. And look, I think he's been developing. So I think he's fine. Not that he can't be upgraded, over, but I don't know. Hayes, I think, is just a name. I'll tell you what though, Cole Laveo, who I liked, was really piss poor in preseason. That guy did not have a good showing. So I was really surprised because I was very hopeful for him. So I would say he's an upgrade over that. But let me tell you, having depth on the offensive line is key, and I'm all about it. So
I see Arm Production saying Nick Nash got waived. I'd pick up
Did
him.
he?
I'd pick up him over Xavier Gibson.
See, now they're hoping. Where did he go? Where did he end up?
I'll be honest, I don't remember where he was selected.
See, now that's the kind of guy. And they're doing the same thing everybody's doing. I guarantee, and by guarantee I mean I think, and not necessarily. I would think that he's one of the guys that they're trying to stash on the practice squad. We all do it. Every team does it. So everybody's going to have their guys. But oh man, what I love a little Nick Nash action. That's a guy.
Jake drops in,
Atlanta.
says, "Oh, sorry, Matt. Go on."
I was just saying he was with Atlanta.
All right, I'd love to steal one away from Old Brick. Not to mention we play him later on. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Jake Asman in the chat says, "Talking Jets for life. AG made us wait all day." Yeah, we really took it down to the wire. They were like, "We gotta let this roster get dropped during the Talking Jets panel. We want to hear their reactions live." So thank you, Jets, for doing that. Greatly.
Poor
appreciate
Connor Long. He's in Italy still. It was up to God knows what time it is there now. Probably cranking out articles for Jets X Factor.
Good man, Mr. Connor Long. He was the one I saw post the Jets might be in on Jelani Woods. He was the one I saw kept getting retweeted.
Yeah, he started it.
I like it. Eric in the chat says, thank you so much, by the way. Surprised all 7 2025 draft picks made the roster. No, I'm not surprised. I feel like this regime selected those guys for a reason, and it makes sense for them to make the roster. I'll be honest, I didn't realize all 7 made it, but off the top of my head, obviously you got Membu, you got Taylor, Arian Smith, AZ Thomas, McCrary Ball, Maui Goa. Who am I missing on here? Malachi Moore.
McCrary Ball wasn't a pick, I don't think.
Not McCrary Ball. Yep. Back that away. Who am I missing on here?
Let's see how long it takes them to figure out.
Wait, what happened?
So I got Membu, first round pick, Mason Taylor, second round pick, AZ Thomas, third round pick, Arian Smith, fourth round pick, Malachi Moore, Maui Goa,
2 more. 1 more.
Tyler Barron. There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Got
Tyler
it.
Barron.
It took me a minute. Figured it out. Am I surprised? No, your silence is deafening. Perfect.
You were glitching. I'm sorry. You were glitching as you were talking, so I had no idea.
Yeah.
My bad. I did not realize that. Are you guys surprised all 7 draft picks made the roster? Matt, I'll go to you first.
I'm not surprised. I don't necessarily think all 7 really earned it. I can't really remember anything that either of the Miami guys did in training camp or the preseason. But they'll get this red shirt year, so to speak, right? I don't expect a ton out of either of them, but they'll have a chance to, I guess, develop. But this is by no means a lock for them in 2026.
Bean, what about you? Surprised all 7 made it?
No, not at all. I think it's just to be expected. It's their first draft. They came in, they made trades for these guys. They overdrafted some of these guys on, day 3 I'm talking about. But, the top 3 are, you expect them to make it. But the rest of the guys, it's not like somebody, the only one I think would be questionable, really, is the linebacker, Mwanga. Because Jamin Davis, I honestly thought he was going to be on our team this year.
So did I.
I didn't think it was too much of a question. So letting him go, now, not to say that they were directly, that's direct, could have been, versus Zaire Barnes that pushed. Who knows? But that would be the only one that I could call questionable. The rest of the guys, I fully expected them all to make it. And Tyler Barron, he looked good he's had his moments, but he wasn't blowing the doors off anybody. But yeah, I think it's normal.
Peter comes in, says, I would presume as claims made, Gibson or Hayes are cut and moved to the practice squad. I did the math on JD's drafts. Now only 44% still on the team. I don't know. I guess 44% feels about right for drafts. I don't know if that's, you figure about a third roster turnover year over year. So you would have been down to 66%, even if, 100% of his guys were on the roster prior to this offseason. I don't know. Our second and third round picks seem very disappointing over the Douglas tenure for sure. Matt, any thoughts on the lack of JD picks on the roster at this point with 44% being there?
I think part of it's why he's not in the job anymore. Unfortunately, whether it was Zach Wilson or Mekhi Becton towards the top, or just some of the depth misses that they've had with Malachi Corley or Elijah Moore, Denzel Mims, and down the line it goes. There's some really big hits too. Like, I don't want to say it was all bad. It wasn't. He got some decent talent in here. I just don't think he was ever able to get it over the finish line to a point where they could be a competitive team, unfortunately. I do think Hayes feels like he would be the first guy off if they added someone, depending on the position. Because if it's tight end, maybe Rucker comes off. I still kind of like, I know we haven't gotten there yet, but edge is a little scary. But yeah, let's see if they do anything on the waiver wire in the next 24 hours or so.
I'm going to rip through some of these super chats just to get us caught up. We got Abbott in there. Supreme Court Justice Xavier Gibson with a lifetime appointment for a Jet for one punt return 2 years ago. WTF. Yeah, it's certainly what it feels like. Jack Skellington. Gibson on the team because of one play. Corley off the team because of one play. Shake my head. Be better, Jets. I don't think Corley's off the team because of one play. I think he's off the team in part because he wasn't willing to play more plays across the board, and then also just didn't set himself apart in the preseason. I think the weird jersey thing with him and Devontae Adams, even though that's not under this regime, feels like that probably was a rub in the locker room at some point. Yeah, man, just a real waste. It's a real shame because I thought him going back to Western Kentucky as opposed to passing up and going into the transfer portal showed some good character. I don't know. It felt like maybe that's where he was lacking in this whole thing. Britt says, I was really hopeful that Edwards and Smith would make it. Yeah, I would have taken Smith over Xavier Gibson. Obviously, very different skill sets. I would have wanted Pritchett over either one of those guys in there. And then Edwards I would have liked, but I don't know where I would have kind of trimmed down. Like keeping 6 backs would have felt alarmingly high. So hopefully these guys wind up making the practice squad. Sean, the Jets fan, says the Jets got to keep an eye on Beanie Bishop, cornerback for the Steelers. He picked off Rodgers 2 times in that game last year, and he's a really underrated player. I wouldn't mind adding a little cornerback depth. I think 5 is a little low on where I was thinking we'd be, but maybe they feel Isaiah Oliver can shift around, maybe play a little bit of slot in there as well. You got Bearded coming in, says, what do you guys think of the position designations the team used? Clemens as D-line, JJ and Will McDonald as edge, Tittman as center, Myers as O-line on the official list. Yeah, it kind of threw me for a bit of a loop trying to make this spreadsheet because maybe the designations are slightly different than you'd otherwise see. Marquise Hayes listed as offensive lineman as opposed to guard. Myers listed offensive lineman instead of center. I don't know if I'd read too much into that. I guess I'll throw it to you guys just to break it up a little bit. Bean, you think there's anything to the designation of the different players that the Jets used?
Well, what do you Clemens is defensive line versus JJ and Momentan's edge. No, I don't know. I'm not really. They do shit so they can have different numbers and stuff too. I know that they do that. I don't know. But Tip as center, Myers as offensive line. I don't know, Bearded. I mean, I don't think there's too much to it, right? It doesn't limit what they can and can't do or anything like that. So I don't know if it's too much of a big deal. I think when they put remember when they put what is the cornerback's name? Stevens at safety. Remember when they did that little thing?
Yep.
They listed him as a safety. That started 2 weeks of conversations for us, didn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, no, I wouldn't make too much of it. I gotta say, Clemens was a guy, as was Alan Lazard, that most Jets fans thought was gone. They were convinced.
Yep.
They were that both, or if not both, at least one of those, probably Clemens out front, would not be here this year. I knew it, man. I just had it. Clemens is the kind of guy that, he's never going to be, Reggie White. He's never going to be that. But he's the kind of guy that I could see coaches just like loving having guys like that. He's a beast. He's an animal. He's just willing to do anything. He just shuts up and does it. He causes problems on the field with fighting and everything. But you gotta contain that. But I just had a feeling, even at 3 points, I'm surprised they didn't try to trim his money, maybe. But I just knew he'd be here. I just knew it. So it's not like we had anybody that was pushing him for the job. I mean, Eric Watts is not here. I don't know. I like Eric Watts, like as much as the next guy, but he's not doing anything to really make waves that make you really want, him over Clemens, or maybe over McGregor. You might, but I'm a McGregor guy. I really would love to see McGregor get more snaps, but I knew Michael Clemens would be here. I'm hoping that he can have an impact more than he did last year. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think the designations mean too much. Unless you guys can tell me something I'm missing here. I'm not sure what to make of it.
Nah, I don't think it means a whole heck of a lot. I mean, even like the designations of like a strong safety versus free safety, I feel like all these guys kind of have some degree of both those skill sets anyway. So you could probably switch these around compared to where I have them anyway. Abbott comes in again saying, Supreme Court Justice Xavier Gibson with a lifetime appointment as a Jet. I love it. I don't love it, but I love the comment. Buffalo Jet fan was good, dude. Nice to see you in here. He says, more Clemens sacks or Arian Smith total touchdowns. Well, I would love it to be Arian Smith total touchdowns because I don't think Clemens is going to be on this team next year. And I would also be a little surprised. So Clemens sacks over the last 3 years. As a rookie, 2.5, year 2, half a sack, and then last year, 4.5 sacks. So let's average that. Let's call it 3 sacks as the over-under, or 2.5 maybe is the over-under mark. If we can get 3 touchdowns out of Arian Smith this year, I think that'd be pretty solid for a year 1 rookie that, a lot of people considered would just drop the ball a bunch of times. So I'm going to hope that it's Arian Smith's. Matt, what do you think? 2.5 is the number. You think you get more sacks out of Clemens or you get more touchdowns out of Smith?
I'll give you the exact numbers for both guys. You ready?
Ooh, yes.
Michael Clemens, 3.5 sacks. Arian Smith, 2 touchdowns.
Ooh, I like it. I think that's a pretty
3.5,
nice
you said?
3.5 sacks for Clemens, 2 touchdowns for Smith. I could see it. Bean, any thoughts on that?
Oh,
you wanted to repeat it. And then just
well, yeah, I was just
Oh.
like thinking about me. Yeah. I was like, are we talking? All right. So we don't want to talk about how many drops, Buffalo. Right. So
none.
Arian Smith,
0.
7 drops this year. Sad to say. I think we're gonna see some of that stuff. We saw 3 in the preseason, in 3 games. So by that, we would see 16 or 17 drops, which I don't hope for. But let's say, 7 drops from Smith. But I'd like to see, I like the 3 touchdown thing, but I want to see 2 of them be the 9 routes down the sideline where he just takes the top off. I would love, what I'd really love? I'd love to see Arian Smith become the deep post guy. Like as they're pulling coverages over to, to bracket off G-dubs, Arian Smith is just blazing through the center of the field and we're able to hit it. I would really love to see that. It would be great because if you hit one or two of those, dude, they gotta pay attention to it, and then the impact is locked in, whether we're throwing on the ball or not. You know what I mean? You just sprinkle some of those in. But let's say I'm all about the 3 touchdowns. 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐲, I'm gonna say 5 sacks from 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐲. What do you think of that? Ooh. 5 sacks. It's bold, but I'm old, so there you go.
I like it. Why not? Blitz Crew. Have a lot of Yak King shirts left? Question mark. Nash was a UDFA. Yeah, luckily these are print to ship shirts. Yeah. It was a great design. Oh, it was such a good Yak King shirt. Like, very proud of it.
And just imagine if we had a box of like 150 shirts.
Oh my God. Like, we're going in hard. People are going to buy these Yak King shirts like crazy. Good thing they're print to ship. That was,
yeah. Buying a box of those would have been bad.
God damn it. Bad return on your investment.
That's all right. Hey, we could stick them in the box with the, with the Rodgers-Wilson 25 shirt.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were talking about this off stream after the show last week. We're like, hey, we got some raffles we could do. I was like, let me go through my box of stuff that I already have here. And someone's going to be getting a Rodgers-Wilson 2024 shirt that you can light on fire, use as a rag or a shirt or something. Or you could just rock it and be super happy that maybe that was something that could have happened in the past in an alternate timeline. Someone's going to win a shirt. J-Mo comes in and said, did 𝐒𝐿 make the team? J-Mo. I believe so. We're not sure if he's going to make it through the waiver process. Like, there might be a situation where we pick someone up and we're like, sorry, Quinnen, got to go. Got to go. Not going to make it. J-Mo, love you, dude. All right, let's hammer out some of this roster here. Let's talk a little bit about it. We're over on the offensive line side of things. We'll kind of lump them all together as one position talking point. The only thing that I thought was weird was the Marquise Hayes over like a Carter Warren. I would have liked to have seen another tackle in there, but I understand maybe having equal tackles and guards. So I don't know. I probably would have kept 9 and tried to find another player that I think is out. Matt mentioned it before. Hayes is probably your first guy out, depending on the position that you're looking to add. And I would tend to agree on this. Matt, your thoughts on the offensive line group that we decided to keep?
Yeah, I think personally, I know we haven't gotten there yet. I would have kept JBC and had another corner and left Hayes off. Hayes did have a good preseason though. Like, I don't want to, completely knock the guy, and good for him for making the 53-man roster. That was really the only one that was a surprise. I thought they would carry 9, but all the names that I thought would make it made it. Hayes was the only addition that was a little bit of a surprise to me.
Mm-hmm. Bean, what about you? What do you think about the offensive line, keeping 10 and the particular guys that we kept?
Yeah, I mean, like I talked about, before. I mean, I like 10. I do. I understand 9. But like, I'm a big fan of having a direct backup for every position. When you have a really good swing tackle and what have you guards that can play center and vice versa. But I like this. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are kind of questionable, right? Xavier Newman, Marquise Hayes. Okorafor is, he's been around a long time, but he didn't look great so far. He quit on his team last year, all that kind of shit. Max Mitchell is an interesting one because loved him coming out, had a good rookie showing. We expected more. He completely regressed, and he's looked sloppy. Admittedly, game 3, I don't know why or for what, I don't know what happened. I just didn't, I was tired. That's what it was. I was grumpy and tired. I wasn't looking with the same detailed eyes as I usually do. But, so I didn't really notice Max Mitchell one way or the other. He might not have even played. I honestly wouldn't know, with game 3. But so I noticed some sloppiness though. In other games. So anyway, the fact that that depth side is so questionable, I'm all about keeping an extra guy. Now, again, if there's some waiver fellas that are out there that you like, I think Marquise Hayes, first up. kind of a thing. Maybe, or Cora, maybe. You know, any one of those guys I could see getting chopped if you like some of the tackles that are out there.
I see Alan drops in, says, return on investment, ROI on yak is not good. Peace, oh, shoot. Terrible. I like your use of acronyms. Alan, good man. We were talking about Dom's list of potential guys we'd want to add. I want to throw this on here while we're kind of in the beginning stages of our discussion before we cut over to the defensive side of things. So here is the message we got from Dom in the chat. This is kind of who he's keeping an eye on. I'll be honest, the one that kind of jumps out at me just because I remember liking him a lot is Brandon Rice. Mainly just because I like my lineage guys. Jelani Woods, another one we were talking about earlier. Boogie Basham, I remember us having some conversations about. I don't know. What do you guys think about Mr. Dom C's list here? Anyone you see jumping out at you?
Dan Skipper. Tackle eligible from the Detroit Lions.
Ooh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Get a few guys in here that know the coaching staff already. Could see that. Big Steve says, get Pooh. Chris Pooh
I'm
Paul.
surprised that Carson Steele isn't on this list. Dom was a big Carson Steele guy. He got waived by the Chiefs. Oh, wait, was that me? Oh, yeah, that's right. Dom didn't like him. I was the big Carson. That's right. I love Carson. I'd fucking bring that guy in a second. Bloody knuckles all day long with Carson Steele. Anywho, the tackles, it's funny because I'm having trouble remembering who I like. Obviously, we talked about Jelani Woods. Bo Braid is one. I mean, you know, the Ravens are, if they're cutting them, that's one thing, but they're pretty stacked too. You know, that's the thing. When there's just not enough room and you can get lucky sometimes, you know, a guy, you know, one man's trash, so to speak. And Matt mentioned it before, Trey Palmer. But I don't see him. I don't see any of the guys here. I don't see the Jets moving a lot of our wide receivers. I mean, we don't like Gibson, but they clearly do, because Pritchett, Skinner, Smith, if they made the team, nobody would have questioned it like it's a moronic move, right? If any of those guys made the final spot over Gibson, nobody would have thought negatively about it. So here he is. So he pushed all those guys off. So I don't know if they're willing to, you know, bring on somebody. You know, Gibson's locked. I don't know what it is with this friggin' guy, man. He's jammed in there. He's fucking deep. His boots are deep in the mud, man. You can't get him out. So I don't know, but yeah, what do you think about the edges? The edges, I mean, I'm not so sure about them either.
It's hard for me to want someone from the Panthers, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's like that team was so trash.
Doesn't do it for you?
Nah, not really. I mean, obviously, what's his face? Clowney was down there this past year. That was like the only person I was like, oh, you know, hey, interesting. But again, the money.
Condra, though, right?
I'll be honest, I don't remember Condra.
I
gotta touch up.
Was that Cincinnati?
Tony Jefferson.
Is that where he went? I feel like he was Cincinnati. Like Bearcats, not Bengals.
I feel like we've talked about Tony Jefferson as a fan base for like the last 5 years, linking him to the Jets.
Yeah. Yeah. Some safety depth I wouldn't necessarily mind. I see Brian in the chat says Hunter Renfrow, released by Carolina.
Oh, he hasn't been good since 2021.
It's been a while, yeah.
I know. I really liked him. But what are you gonna do? You know, guys get, you know, look, age, you know, time gets you.
Injuries. He hasn't been the same since.
Britt says Gibson has blackmail on someone. He's got the tapes. He's got them.
No doubt.
On Woody.
Oh, yeah. He's been to the island. Yeah. Aaron says, I am hoping they kept Gibson as a placeholder for another plan at wide receiver. and releases the others, hoping they slip through waivers in the big initial wave. Yeah, that's there's a few guys on our waiver list that I like more than I like Gibson. So I would love to see those guys clear it to waivers and they can kind of hang out with us. I still don't understand why we're holding on to Gibson. Like, there's just nothing there for me to want to hold on to him. I hate being so negative on the guy. But yeah, I just don't want to see him. I'll be flat out honest. I don't know. All right, let's roll over to the defensive line. We're on the defensive side of the ball now. You got 5 edges, 5 interior defensive linemen across the board. So I guess I'll talk about him as a full-on group. 𝐒𝐭𝐭 Clemmons is the one that I thought in the offseason this past year, he was for sure going to be a cut. $3.5 million, which you would have saved from him. I mean, honestly, if the Jets said, hey, we want to bring in Za'Darius Smith, I would cut 𝐒𝐭𝐭 Clemmons and use that $3.5 million towards Za'Darius Smith. Like, that would be a worthwhile investment, in my opinion. Like, if you're only spending an extra $4 million to bring the guy in. But, you know, like Bean was saying, he's he comes to work. He does whatever's asked of him. He's moved inside. He's hopped outside. He's an aggressive, snarling, kind of monster. So I get the love for him in the building. Barron being a draft pick is probably the only reason I would have him on this roster. I don't think he did anything in preseason that really jumped out at me. McGregor had that nice sack in the final preseason game. We were fans of him last year. And then you get the 2 defensive tackles that you trade for in Harrison Phillips and Juwan Briggs. I liked both those moves. I thought they were smart moves, low risk type moves. Like for all of us bitching and complaining that we didn't draft a defensive tackle this past year's draft, you get a starting caliber one in Harrison Phillips and an up and comer in Juwan Briggs. Both guys have NFL experience, and you've given up the equivalent of 2 late round picks, in future drafts. So I'm cool with that. Jay Tufele, I thought, had a really nice first game against the Packers. LT3 making it cool. I think it's one of those I'd be all right if they did decide to move off of him. But
really,
I'm not unhappy with him, but in my mind I sort of had us pegged for 4 interior defensive linemen. So he was just sort of a surprise to me to some degree.
Let me tell you.
Bean,
just on that. I don't want to coach. Just on that note, and we'll forget. We'll move on to something else, and we'll never talk about this very important sentence that I must say out loud. Connor said it best today when he was with Matt O'Leary. Mm-hmm. He said it best. He's the second best interior pass rushing tackle that we have, and that is without question. Now, if it came down to, like you're saying, we got one extra guy, I'm going to tell you right now, I would fucking take, Tufele. What did we call him? I was trying to think what was the nickname that we came up with him, Matt? Remember?
Samoan Samurai or something?
Yes, Samoan Savage or something like that. Yeah. I would take him and stuff him in the garbage can for LT3. LT3 to me is a guy that you must keep. And I know that he's on the bottom end, but dude, that guy, when you put him on the field, he makes plays. He instantly gets penetration. It's like, it's just natural for him. The guy, he's on I don't know if something, because again, remember, he slipped. He was projected 3rd round, all that, and he slipped all the way to UDFA. I believe it has something to do with his motor, like whether or not he's engaged all the time. So that's something. But the guy is unquestionably talented, and more so than all these other guys that we talk about on that bottom rung. I would have been really upset. And I mean, and it's still not over, as you guys know. They're still shuffling and all kinds of stuff. I'm still nervous. He's a guy that I want on this team, like without question. Like, to hear you say that, Ryan, I'm actually a little surprised.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just I didn't expect as big of a rotation with this coaching staff as we did the last few. I don't know. There's nothing that really jumped out at me for Leonard Taylor, but maybe like from this past preseason, but maybe I just missed him. Let's see. He had the one sack. He had the one sack versus Green Bay. He had a hurry in the Giant and Philly game. And I think that's it. Forced fumble, actually. So the Packer game was pretty solid. It's weird. He has his worst grade from PFF on that one, but he has a sack, he has a tackle, he's got 2 stops and a fumble. Forced fumble.
I actually thought kind of the opposite. And I'll explain, it'll make sense in a second. I wanted LT3 to make the roster. I wasn't ready to give up on him, but I didn't think he would after the 2 trades they made.
Yeah, made me nervous.
Yeah, right. Like, but I'm glad that they were able to find that spot for him. Now, when Byron Cowart's able to come off of IR in 4 weeks, then what do? That's kind of the next hurdle I think you have to clear. But I was surprised, but a pleasant surprise that LT3 made it even after those 2 trades.
Any other thoughts on the defensive line guys across the board? Go Bean, then Matt.
All right. So Matt said something that I feel the same way about. Like when we made the trades for those guys, pretty much my first thought was, oh shit, LT3's gone. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like that feeling. It was like an old familiar feeling I haven't felt in a while. It felt like, when you wake up after a night of like fucking, too much whiskey and crack, those nights, those mornings, and you feel sick to your stomach and somebody wants to go get eggs and, corned beef hash and you want it, but you feel sick. Like that's how I felt. But then they traded Naughty. So I was like, oh, okay, we got some, we got a little bit of workable room here, but I was still nervous. I'm still nervous now. So, but I think, Clemens, like I said, I didn't see him getting moved because he's the kind of guy that I thought Aaron Glenn would want to coach. Aaron Glenn and Wilkes are probably like, yeah, we love this guy. He's just that big, strong kind of animal caveman type that if you can get your reins on him. I mean, look, when he came in his rookie year, he wasn't lighting up the world, but he was that type of player that we all liked. And then they messed with his weight and all the other stuff that happened, and he had gotten into some trouble, and he's being sort of a butthead. But we know Saleh had no accountability. So I just think that he's the type of player that a defensive coach would want to have on the team. Now, let's see how he does. So I wasn't surprised. But Braden McGregor is a pleasant surprise. I feel like about Braden McGregor, like you and like Ryan and Matt are saying about LT3. Like I like Braden McGregor. I was hoping that he would have a little bit better of a preseason. And I didn't know if he would make it, quite frankly. But I do think that he outplayed Eric Watts. So there's that. But he's one that it's like a pleasant surprise, but easily upgraded at this point in his career. He's an undrafted free agent from a year ago. So, he's the kind of guy that I really do want to, especially in a year that we're not going to the Super Bowl, everybody. Again, if we go, great. I'm here for it. But shooting real straight with you, it just feels unlikely. You know what I mean? It just feels like something that I shouldn't put too much money on the table betting, for. So with that type of a year, I want to see the LT3s and the Braden McGregors and those kinds of guys make the team, which is another reason Xavier Gibson, like, get him the fuck out of here. Put Pritchett in. Let's see what we have. We already know what Xavier Gibson is. He drops half of the punts, and he does very little with the ones that he catch. Like, we already know what he is. Pritchett, you don't know. Brandon Smith, you don't know. Like, this is the year to do that, in my opinion. So, no, I wouldn't say surprised or anything, but Braden McGregor, a little bit. I didn't know if he'd make it. I hope LT3 sticks. And the rest is kind of out. Obviously, the trades are only a week old, so that's surprising. But I think we upgraded. Naughty can go pound salt. I just saw Frankie put in the chat, Frankie from Flatbush, the great Frankie from Flatbush, said Cowart is out for the year.
I missed that.
Yeah, and me and Matt were talking about it before. I didn't know if it was a short-term IR or if it was out for the year. So that makes more sense that, LT3 was retained.
Mm-hmm. And those 2 trades probably triggered that as well.
Yeah. I think I like both of those guys better than I like Cowart. Maybe I'm off.
I was a fan of both trades. I think he gave up minimal
Yeah.
assets. Whoop, shrunk you down. Whoop. Stretch you back out. I got rid of Green Bean's screen right there. Sorry, dude. Whoop. There you go. Matt, any thoughts on D line that I don't know if I threw it over to you. I think you talked about LT3.
Yeah, I did a little on the interior. The edge room still scares the life out of me. Michael Clemens as edge 3 is not ideal. Not surprised that he stuck around when Jermaine Johnson was out. He was running with the starters. I would just feel a lot more comfortable if they added someone like a Jadeveon Clowney or Zadarius Smith, who are still kicking around.
I see Jordan in the chat says, anyone like the quarterbacks on the waiver wire? Hooker, McCord, Miller, DeVito, Tommy Cutlets. No, I don't want Hooker. McCord, I don't think fits. Miller, which Miller is that? Who am I missing right now? What quarterback's named Miller? Who am I thinking of, Matt? Who's Jordan thinking of?
Cam Miller from the Raiders.
I wouldn't have even given him a look.
It was a 6th round pick.
I would say, like, of any of these guys, I guess McCord has probably the most upside. DeVito probably has the most playing experience. Local kid, although I think he just sticks on the Giants practice squad. I don't know. I like where we're kind of at on quarterback right now, because if it's not really Fields, I'm kind of okay with the bottom falling out this year, if I'm being totally honest at the quarterback position. All right, we'll roll into linebackers. Sherwood Quincy. Is it Maui Noah or Maui Goa? How do you pronounce that last name?
I say Goa.
I feel like Goa is how we were pronouncing it during the draft, but I feel like maybe that's not right.
But didn't Dom was really pounding
Maui Noah?
Pounded that there's an N in there.
Well, I think the G is pronounced like an N, similar to Talise Funga, like that in like Hawaiian, Polynesian kind of names. I think that's how that's pronounced. And then you got McCrary Ball and Zaire Barnes. I mean, we were talking earlier, Zaire Barnes made the team because that hit he made in the last preseason game. I think that's probably pretty accurate. I don't know. I really thought Jamin Davis was going to make this roster. I'm not all banged up at the linebacker room. I think it's an area you could look at. But hopefully we're leaning on our top 2 guys more than not. Matt, your thoughts?
Yeah, I am a little surprised Zaire Barnes made the team, but in a similar way to LT3, a pleasant surprise. I personally like him a little bit more than McCurry Ball, but I think the Jets like McCurry Ball better. Mauingoa hasn't really done a whole lot. I mentioned both Miami guys that the Jets drafted in the 5th round. I thought they had quiet training camps and preseason, but that linebacker room's a little scary if there's an injury. So you got to hope for some health here at the linebacker spot.
The who's the linebacker I was just saying? Was it Chad Muma? I think it was Chad Muma was the one that was released. That I was like, you know what? I remember liking him. I have not paid attention to him. Was he last year's? I think
damn it.
I think he was a 2024 pick, if I remember correctly. I had him in one of my mock drafts like early on. So I guess that's sort of where my mindset goes on him. Bean, linebacker room, your thoughts?
Well, to go along with what I was just saying, I like the idea of keeping the young guys, right? I do. That said, I thought Jamin Davis, and I know it's Yamin or whatever the fuck it is. It looks just like the Jamin to me, and I like saying it. So Jamin Davis is fun. And I thought he should have made the team, but I thought he was going to make the team. And even though I like the idea of having like a nice batch of younger fellas in there, I also like the idea. He, to me, was a viable 3rd linebacker. Like somebody, he's a former 1st round pick, didn't meet this, the expectations of being a 1st round pick, but he's still solid. And he's a guy that I thought like could be a part of the long term, because he's not old by any stretch. He's like, in his 5th year or something like that. So, I don't know. That was the one that is a little bit off to me, but I like the idea of what they're doing. I mean, we got Jamie and Sherwood, who's a young guy. developed into a starter. As we all know the story, got the nice contract this year. Quincy Williams, we know what he's all about. They gave him a little bit of a raise this year, which was nice to see. And I don't know if they had to. It's like a good, it's kind of a token of goodwill, if maybe you could say it that way. But I think, having the young guys developing, we're probably going to see a lot of 2 linebacker sets with getting Michael Carter on the field a lot. So it's really going to be the Sherwood Quincy show. But anyway, having the young guys, I think, is a good deal. So I like it.
Cornerback room wise, I like the 5 guys we kept. The only thing I would have hoped we held on to, I like JBC. I liked his flexibility.
Yep, me too.
I probably would have kept him maybe over another player on the roster in general, not in the cornerback room, but I think they feel comfortable with Isaiah Oliver potentially kicking over to the slot to back up Michael Carter. No notes for me on the cornerback room so much. Green Bean, your thoughts on the cornerback slate?
Well, and this goes back to that comment. I'm trying to think of who it was. I forget. But that talked about, the extra offensive line guy. Not that it's extra per se, but having that 10th offensive lineman does impact the cornerback room and a player like JBC. That's a guy, honestly, I'm disappointed that we cut too. When you look at it inside the, in the room itself, Stiggers, it really comes down to, they drafted A.Z. Thomas with the third round pick. He's not going anywhere this year. So it's Stiggers versus JBC, really. Stiggers, I don't know, he's not lighting the world on fire, but he's a very sure tackler. He looks okay in coverage, but he's really good on special teams. He's he's taking the gunner role. Irv Charles, as you see there, is on IR. So, Stiggers is good in that role. JBC is also decent in special teams, but the guy hasn't stayed healthy yet all year. And I think that's probably the deciding factor. Now, even though he came back in the game last week, he was banged up in that game too, and it looked scary. They were playing with his knee and everything. It looked like he was, here we go again with him. Thankfully, it didn't end up being a big problem. But he was a guy that when I saw his name on the cut list, I have to admit I was a little disappointed. But I do understand why Stiggers would have beat him. But like we're saying, maybe that could have made sense to see Marquise Hayes not make the roster and JBC make it. But hey, man, it's all about Justin Fields and those running backs this year. That's what it's about, guys. If we can get Justin Fields to play quality football, protected and all that, and it's all about those running holes. If we can get Justin Fields going and the running game going, then we got a shot. Then we're going to watch some competitive football, and offensive linemen are needed for that. So I get it. But JC and JBC go is a little sad. I'm hoping they can bring him back. I think he'll make it. Mm-hmm. It's 50-50 for me. But I think the injury thing is what did him in.
Matt, your thoughts on the cornerback room?
Yeah, I mentioned it before. I was a little surprised JBC didn't make the team. As Green Bean was saying, though, I understand why someone like Quantez does make it ahead of him, but potentially there. I really like the versatility. I know Isaiah Oliver's listed at safety, but he can play both. So just taking D-backs in general, he's going to be your backup slot. He's going to play on specials. He could play safety. I think he's a really versatile piece. Not too many surprises for me with this group at corners. The only thing which I just brought up was JBC. I would have had him over a guy like Hayes, but that's kind of just personal preference at this point.
Yeah, Bean and I were both kind of hung up on that one thing. It's like, it'd be nice to have him. Hopefully he clears waivers and makes it onto the practice squad. Then we go over to the safety room. Adams, Cisco, Oliver, Moore. Those were the 4 that I thought would make it, so I guess no real notes there. I'm hoping Malachi Moore can crack into the starting lineup, or at least, comes in consistently as our third safety when needed. High hopes. Had a really big final preseason game with the interception and Big hit on special teams. Guy's fun to watch. Matt, your thoughts on the safety room?
Yeah, those were the 4 that I expected. Really interested to see how long it takes for Malachi Moore to end up being a starter. I thought he played a lot better in that 3rd preseason game. Started to, make some splashy plays in the first half, which is good. You always like to see that. I think Tony Adams and Cisco start. You have that listed here. Cisco will start the year, but Adams, I think, gets the early nod, but would not be surprised if by week 6 or 7 we're talking about making the switch to Malachi Moore.
Bean, your thoughts on the safety room?
I'll tell you what about the safety room. I think it's as good as we were going to get this year. You know what I mean? I like Malachi Moore, although I will say while he made his plays, and to the naked eye, lots of people, hey man, he was all over the place. And yes, he was, but he also whiffed big on a few tackles. And did you guys see the one tackle? He was following the tight end. It was one of those screens. They were eating us up on the screens. And he came from behind the guy, right? So the guy's running down. There's a tight end. The guy's running down the field. Big guy, 260 or whatever it was. He's running down the field. He's stumbling, bumping. He's running. And Malachi Moore comes up behind him and shoulder hits him. Did you see that? Did you guys catch that?
No, I didn't catch that one.
Instead of coming up behind him and wrapping your arms around his legs so he falls on his face, you like tackle him. What he chose to do, as if he was coming at him, and tried to lay the wood, which bothers the shit out of me. It's what we've seen from our safeties the last few years. Jordan Whitehead was a big guy with this one. He loved to come in for the highlight hit, and the guys would bounce off him and run for 8 more yards. When really what we want you to do is wrap your arms like we teach in Pee Wee football and fucking tackle them. But they want to do the big pop. Malachi Moore did that from behind him, which he did knock him off balance, and he did end up falling with some help, but he got 7 more yards, give or take. And it was weird. It was like, what on God's green earth could you possibly have been thinking other than that guy's scary to me? And I just want to, but I didn't like that. So I think Malachi Moore's raw. I think he's got a lot of, work. So I understand him. I was hoping that he would overtake Tony Adams, even though they have him under, free safety. I was hoping to see Cisco and Moore as our safeties, but, anywho, I think he's a good player, and I like that he's on the team, and I like that he's a backup right now. Isaiah Oliver, I think he's great, man. And like you mentioned earlier, I think it was you, Ryan. I think he is really the backup nickel as well. He's our slot corner reserve, and so that versatility is a good thing to have back there. And Tony Adams, honestly, man, I don't know what to make of this guy. He makes his plays, and then he does something stupid, and I don't know. I think this is a really big evaluation year for him. We'll see if he's, somebody that we want to keep around or upgrade. I imagine by year's end, we're going to clearly know that we need to upgrade the position. Hopefully Malachi Moore can make some leaps and all that. But overall, I think it's solid. I like Cisco, although we got really burned on that deep pass in the Giants game, their first touchdown. Oh boy, did he bite on a phantom outside move. Did you see that?
Oh yeah. It's terrible.
He bit, dude.
It's like,
and there was nothing to bite on. The guy didn't even really make a move. He just jerked his head a little bit. Fucking Cisco gave up the whole middle of the field for that little head jerk. So preseason. It's only preseason. We're good. But I think overall, it's nothing that I'm going to, be telling stories about in 10 years, I imagine. But I think it's as good as we were going to get. I like the guys we have. I think they're solid.
And then we got our special teams, Nick Folk, Austin McNamara, and Thomas Hennessy. No surprises there. Rounding out our 53-man roster. Let's go around and just see, what do we think our win total is? Like, how are we feeling overall about this roster? I don't know if we want to give it necessarily a letter grade, but you feeling comfortable? You feel optimistic? Like, is there an adjective or some sort of word that you could use to describe how you're feeling about this particular roster? Matt.
14-3.
Spicy. He's dyslexic. He actually meant the other way.
Yeah, their range is going to be somewhere between 3-14 and 14-3. So
you know what? I think that's astute.
Yeah. My opinion really hasn't changed. And I know we have our guys and players we would have liked to see make the 53 over some of these fringe players, but I still look at this team and go, yeah, probably somewhere between 6 to 8 wins seems about right. I'm going to stick with 7.
Bean, what about you? Thinking about a win total or an adjective that sort of stands out to you?
An adjective. I like that. It's like Mad Libs, like remember Mad Libs? They're like noun, adjective.
Is
I always
heartburn
wanted to
considered
write
an adjective, even though it's kind of like a thing. It's person like something like I feel like heartburn could be a good.
No, heartburn is not an adjective.
Well, if I use it like an adjective, like it gives me, I have this
think
heartburn-esque feeling. I don't know if that's like, I guess it's.
Well,
still,
you have to
still
add esque.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I mean, like the adjective would be like acidic.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But is heartburn?
Heartburn, I feel like would be a noun. It's like it's a thing, like a person, place, or thing. Like heartburn is a. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm
it's
wrong.
a thing. You're right. It's a thing, everybody. We've done it. English class is now in session. I haven't been there for a minute, so forgive me. It'll take me a second. It's like when I went to college. After I was like, I guess I was like 41 years old. I went to college. This college class, I was in math class. They were all fresh out of high school, and I sat in there, and he put the PEMDAS on the board. This teacher, and I went PEMDAS.
Can't say that in a class. What are you doing?
No, I was like, I was like, wait a minute. Like, I remember this. I don't remember what it is.
My Aunt Mary.
Yeah. I'm like, holy shit, this is ringing a bell. I had no idea what it was or how to fucking use it or whatever. But I remember PEMDAS. But anywho.
What does it stand for, Green Bean? On the spot right now. Boom. PEMDAS. What does PEMDAS stand for?
Parentheses, exclamations, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Bitch.
Holy shit.
Exponents. Almost had it right.
Exclamations. That's what I said.
Not exclamations. Exponents.
I know. That's what I said. Exclamations.
Not,
I hear you.
Nope,
I'm listening.
wrong word.
I hear you. I heard you. Exclamations is good.
Close enough.
Hey, I'll tell you what, though. Still worthy of the bitch closer. I got close.
Yeah, you did a lot better than
Matt,
I think most of the chat would do.
Matt, that's 14-3, what I just did.
That's correct.
You're not wrong.
That's not a 17-0 season, but you are still the number 1 seed getting a first round bye.
See? That's what I'm saying. And that's good enough for me. Good enough for me.
I'll take it.
But so about this question you've posed with these adjectives you're requesting, I always wanted to use the adjective wet when I was doing Mad Libs. Wet. I don't know why. I always liked that one. It felt dirty to me for some reason. I was like 6.
Is the word.
Moist. I knew you were going to say that.
What was it?
Moist. That's
moist is good. Like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Kind of makes your back sort of like, ooh. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, moist.
It's like I feel like swamp ass and moist go well together.
They do. They're definitely in the same category. It's like the cornerback room, it makes sense. So let me say this. Here's what I'll say. I have to say it depends on something. So I have 2 predictions. One is this. If Justin Fields he plays most of the games. So let's give him, 15 games. If he plays at least 15 games and is an average quarterback, I think the Jets can eclipse the Robert Saleh era max and get to 8, maybe 9. Now, that said, I think it's possible. I genuinely do. But I think we're more likely to land in the 6 or 7 range, which would bother the shit out of me because I'd rather have none than 5, 6 wins. I'm telling you, I'd rather I'd rather have a goose egg on the front end than come out of this with like a 6-win season just to ruin it all and aggravate us going into the whole draft season, which is our best time of year. I'm hoping that the Jets just win fucking week 1, dude.
Yup.
I want 3 offensive touchdowns so I could put my arm around you guys and go, we did it. We did it. I might never go to another game if we do that. I also might never go to another game. If there's no offensive touchdown, I seriously am going to contemplate whether or not I'm allowed in that fucking place.
I would love to know what our over-under is on offensive touchdowns on the season. Like, I feel like the running game's got to be pretty heavy in the offensive touchdown side of things, especially like Fields running it in too. But like, this team's going to be so defensive heavy, and I don't know what to expect out of the offense. The wide receiver room scares the bejesus out of me, and then Fields passing also scares me. So I feel like I'm still going to stick with my 6-win prediction. You know, I think coaching and things clicking the right way can make that go a little bit higher. But there's a lot of like, if Jermaine Johnson comes back and is, 90% of what he was, if Will McDonald can be a full-time edge and not just a situational pass rusher, if we don't have a ton of injuries, if Justin Fields can maybe make a leap in the passing game, or at least feel comfortable in this offense, if this coaching staff, who's all first-time guys in their position aside from Wilkes, can they all do their thing? So I think there's a lot of ifs for me that could go the right way and maybe get you up to that 8-win threshold. But dude, what is it, Occam's razor? Or it's not Occam's razor, but what's the
Occam's razor?
It is Occam's
razor.
Yeah, that's
the
sort of
simplest. Well, the
oh no, that's not what I'm
razor
going
is.
for. That's I'm thinking of
didn't feel right.
No, what's the other phrase?
Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
What can go wrong will go wrong, and like
there you go.
I just
I
don't have confidence. I want to have confidence. I just don't.
So what's your adjective then, Ryan?
My adjective would be, I don't know if I'd say like cautiously optimistic. I just want to be entertained. I want to feel like I'm like at the end of this year, we know which guys should be on the team, which guys shouldn't be on the team, where we want to go at the quarterback position. Is Jermaine Johnson back and healthy? Like, it's more of an evaluation. So if I could use evaluation as like an adjective, like that's I don't care what the win-loss record is at the end of the day. I want to win as many games as we can. Like, I'm not going to root for tanking, but I care more about the development of the team and the like how I feel vibe-wise at the end of this season.
Right. We want to feel like we felt after Sam Darnold lost to the Green Bay Packers. That's how we want to feel. Right?
100%.
All the hope.
We like the
That's
hope.
what we want.
I'll take hope. Shoot the hopium right into me.
I'm in.
I want it. Oh.
All right, let's get those likes up, everybody. I'm trying to get squish the milk thumbs so I can get more qualifiers for the rigged wheel.
Milk thumbs.
That's what we're going for. I want to tell everybody Jets Forever made the wheel this week.
Ooh.
So that'll make everybody happy. Everybody loves Jets Forever.
If you land on eggs, you're getting a Yak King shirt. I'm saying it right now.
There you go. I love it.
Got to offload these puppies.
That works for me.
Jets Forever looks like he needs a Yak King shirt.
Jets Worldwide. Snowball wants to know when Grok is joining the show. Grok is for the After Hours Jets Fest. Did you know my Grok? I don't know what setting I put on it, and I've actually not.
We've talked
I didn't
about
do too
this.
much. But dude, she's the sexiest bitch ever. She loves me. Everything I ask her, she's like, "All right, babe, you want to do?" I'm like, "I'm just asking you about ancient Egypt." She's like, "All right, slut."
Those
like,
pyramids, they were a generator. It's a
Yeah,
power
you want to
plant.
sit on the top of it?
Ooh.
Yeah. So we did a whole thing. But yeah, so yeah, Grok is gonna join us for the After Hours show every week, guys. She's sexy. You want to hear her, Ryan? Did I play her for you yet?
I think we did it. I think it was after the stream last week. We were dicking around with it.
Okay.
I,
All right,
I
as
wish
long
we
as you
could
heard.
get like Nightbot to be a little smarter than it is. Sorry, Nightbot, you've been a pain in the butt.
No, it's always telling me what we can't do. Sorry, the stream is not configured for. I'm like, what are you even talking about? Nobody asked you that.
It's because it's built to be like a Twitch bot. I don't know if there's like a better YouTube chat bot we could be using. Alan
Probably is.
Alan got one of our Yak King shirts. I already have a Yak King shirt,
I went
just so you know. for when I win tonight. So you'll have 2. See? That's what's going to happen. I saw Gator's comment before I wanted to touch on because I thought it was kind of spot on where we've talked about this in the past. Stupid question. Why can't centers learn how to long snap so teams don't have to waste a roster spot on a guy like Hennessy? Is it really that difficult? I mean, it's a great question to ask. Yep. It's the same sort of like thought process with kicker too, where like Vedvik was a punter / kicker. At one point, it's like, oh man, couldn't that guy figure out a way to do it both ways, and then you save a roster spot? Anytime you can have that flexibility, it's no different than like Isaiah Oliver being a safety, but also being a backup corner and also being a special teams guy. Like the more positional flexibility you can have, the more valuable you become, and less roster spots are taken up for maybe specialized people at a certain role. So we love Hennessy, but I totally understand the thought process there. They got to be able to snap it long and short. I never understood it either. Good question, Gator.
These are all the types of questions that we need on this show. We need to figure it out.
We gotta. Boys and girls, we'll come back to you in just a second. I want to run the cruise ad one more time.
Hey, Fireman Ed here. Join me on a trip to Bermuda, baby. Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Seas, May 30th to June 4th, 2026. Join the New York football legends Marty Lyons, Bilal Powell, Leon Washington, Sean Ellis, Kevin Mawai, Chris Ivory, and Jericho Cotchery, and all the podcasters. We are going to have the time of our lives, Q&As, meet and greets. It's going to be a spectacular cruise. Come join Fireman Ed on the cruise of a lifetime. Go to cruisewithlegends.com and book your trip today. $500 off a person up until September 7th. Let's go!
Let's go! I can't wait. We're going to Bermuda, baby. Link in the
Damn,
description.
Skippy.
Down below. Alan Dodes.
I can't wait.
Hold on. We also have 𝐒𝐫𝐲 that we're going to very soon that we haven't talked about yet.
I
we
gotta
have
pull it
it.
up.
You're
We
right.
didn't do it. Hold on. That's my fault. I'll get it. Here we go.
Yeah, so coming up very shortly, we're sold out for the Jets Steelers game, but the live hangout at 𝐒𝐫𝐲, we still have tickets available to that if you want to come hang out. We're throwing Jeremy in the ocean. We've said it 15 times already, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have so many Rebel Apes. I'm going to be going out of my skin.
Oh, yeah.
I can't
I'm
wait.
going to blast them bitches back like nobody's business. I'm going to show you guys what it would be like to drink with me, but it's going to be Rebel Apes instead.
It's going to be great.
You're going to be like, this guy's disgusting. How can he be on 19 Rebel Apes?
You used to have like 3 monsters while we were hanging out doing a stream, and you'd be like,
Yeah.
like twitching.
Yeah, I used to get them before. 3. I would come to every Talkin' Jet stream with 3 monsters. It's crazy, man. I'll tell you though, at 𝐒𝐫𝐲 will be the inaugural introduction of Magic 8 Bean.
Oh, I can't wait.
Ooh, the video you sent us of Magic 8 Bean.
Yeah.
Bean was
You
like,
should show it.
it's really, I don't know if I could, let me see if I can pull it up. I think I can.
Yeah, I've been messing around with Grok.
Yeah, that's gotta be like a little intro. You know, we play that, and then Bean comes out in character.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll let me
It's
do
gonna be
this with
great.
a video. Whoop. Hold on. It's working.
There
It's
you
just, it just happened to go behind. Where'd it go? How do I get this? Hold on. How did this thing
There
go?
it is.
Yeah, it was doing a thing before. I don't know how did it start moving? It started.
Yeah, you got to hit play. You just hit play. You just click on it.
No, I know. I get that, but I don't know. It's not in my little.
That's a great little still, though. You caught it at a great spot.
I did nothing of the sort. It just
Very good at
went that
this.
way. Oh, that's what it was. It changed the background. So here, watch. I'll drag it over one more time.
Magic 8 Bean.
Ooh, 8 Bean.
Here he comes.
Then Green Bean comes out and gives his hypothesis on the season.
That's right. Well, I'll answer questions. I'll make any prediction you want.
gonna be great.
I'll ask the Crystal.
Yeah. Do you have a magic 8-ball or a crystal
No,
ball?
you want to see my flute staff? I'll go get it real quick. You want to see it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, he was talking about the
get
flute
my-
staff. He said it's a staff that's also a flute and it opens up and you put your delicate stuff in there.
I gotta run into the house. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
Be careful. Don't trip. It's dark outside.
It is dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just hear the camera tips over.
Son of a
It fades out, unfortunately.
Dude, I'm excited for Bezara. This is gonna be fun. Hanging out on the beach with you guys. Just everything I want.
Fireside Giants, Anthony Rivardo from Fireside Giants is going to be there. So maybe we'll do some Jet Giant stuff too.
Yeah.
Get
Chris
everyone
the
hyped
Entertainer
up.
talking sports too.
That's another good one. A lot of good music. I can't wait. It's a good festival. It's going to be a lot of fun. The guy Derek, who's putting it together, he owns the Beach Gallery. Huge Jets fan. Hosted a couple of watch parties with him last year for Jets Titans and Jets Pats. A lot of fun. So support other Jet fans. That's what we're here to do.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the Beach Gallery is beautiful. Right off the beach there. They're going to be doing an after party too that I think are we going? I don't know if we decided we're going to it, but I would love to go to it. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
Hell yeah. It's going to be a good time. Good time. So if you want to head out, talkinjets.com. Still got a few tickets for that. Nostradamus.
I like that. Nostradamus.
The flute staff is going to get you guys kicked off YouTube.
Yeah, I'm still not 100% sold on what a flute staff is. I'm going to Google it, and then obviously I'm excited to see what green beans is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Big. This looks pretty big, dude. It's like walking stick size. Some of these.
That's sort of what I envisioned in my head.
I was
Flute
thinking
staff?
a little flute, like the silver ones you see in band.
Damn, these are big. Yeah. This guy's got one. I don't know if that's what green bean's coming in with, or if we got let's see what other flute stuff. This guy looks pretty fluty. Hold on.
Okay, so if we could pull one up before green bean comes. Oh, is green bean back?
Yeah, just like that. Okay, just like that. Look.
Holy
Is it
shit!
actually?
Look at the size of this thing.
Oh damn! He's got a crystal on the end of it.
So first off, this is the crystal of magic prediction powers. But
love
look,
it.
Ryan, this is for you. Comes out and you can stuff all your weed in there.
Oh man, I love it.
But I lost my little pin. It comes with like a little pin, and
To keep it in
lock
there.
it in.
Got to get you a
But
paper
look,
clip
so
or
I'll take
something,
this off,
or a zip tie.
Can you play it?
Well, I suck at it, but yeah, I'll figure it out.
Well, you're
before
supposed to
we go.
blow on it, not suck on it.
Well, yeah, I know that's the problem. Maybe that's what it is. Where am I?
Hold on, wait, let me get the. Oh, wrong one. It's supposed to be Bean. Where'd Bean go? Now I'm confused.
Switch cameras.
Hold on, sorry, I was trying to get Bean on there. I don't know why I threw Matt up full screen.
Wait. Yeah, I don't know. We're both working on stuff. Wait, hold on. There we go.
Oh hell yeah!
So
Let me see if I can. I'm gonna add another camera in here so we can get a full Bean.
hey, I don't know how to. I'm really. I'll figure it out though. Yeah, I suck at it.
Is there any sound coming out of this thing?
I don't hear any sound.
No, I suck.
Oh,
You hear?
No, nope.
no.
Keep trying. If you keep going like that, it might come through.
So when I make the predictions, I'll
Oh
go,
my god. Oh.
tell you what though, this move, it's not even with thought. As soon as I do this, I fucking wanna.
It's just
Well, bounce
auto.
off.
That is.
It's
an autopilot
involuntary
move.
movement.
Well, you can be like Jethro Tull. That guy, he always does this.
I gotta get him back up there.
See, I'm getting there though. That was what, 30 seconds, and I already figured out how to make. So I'll get it. I'll be able to fucking play More Than a Feeling by Boston by the time we get there.
So we're gonna get to Bezara, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, Vertical Horizon can't play tonight, so we're gonna need the Magic 8 Bean to go up
We
on
need an
stage with his
extra
flute."
act. We're like,
We
we
have
got
to-
it.
You got to have the mask on.
I don't know if I could play the fucking flute with the mask on. It's gonna be.
You could barely play the flute with the mask off.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe you'll be better. Fucking. Not better.
Oh my God. We're a football show, believe it or not. This is.
Buy your tickets.
Come to Bazar. Come hang out with us.
I'll refine the act. I promise.
He'll get it. We'll figure it out.
But that thing's fucking cool, isn't it, man?
His knee
Look
look.
at the size of this thing.
Where do you get a flute staff? Like, how did you acquire that?
I got this at a Renaissance festival, Ryan.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. That makes sense.
I got it from the guy who made it. You know what I mean?
Ah, he like milled the wood, got the stick.
Yeah, he
charged the crystal in
melted
the moonlight.
Yeah, he melted all the pewter and all that shit. You know,
it's
There's all
cool
kinds
looking.
of cool. Like, look at it. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
actually a neat staff.
It's gorgeous. I love this thing. It's all polyurethane and shit.
Gotta get me a staff. That sounds great.
Everybody should have a staff in my book. Anyway, I know that'll probably get clipped.
Yeah, I hope so. It's a great one.
Yeah, I won't be able to
That was
live that
fantastic.
one down. But hey, whatever. There it is, everybody.
I'm looking through the chat, just seeing what people are saying. Someone,
Wise bean licking a hockey stick.
are you sure this isn't Burning Man?
Infrared hates that logo on, dude. That's the best Jets logo. What are you talking about? That's the logo. This one's okay. This one's good, but from my opinion, that's the one.
Oh no, I
That's
love
the old one.
This is my favorite logo. I like the wing up top.
Everybody's got to give me time to get the flute down.
Well, you'll figure out the flute. I know
I'm
you got
confident
it.
you're gonna get the flute.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Gator's asking if it's made of skin.
It is me. Yeah, it's the skin flute.
Oh God.
I should take lessons from Gator. I heard he's an expert skin flutist.
I heard he uses teeth too much.
Oh,
Ew.
What happened?
That's nasty.
Who got cut?
He Oh God. Where are we at?
I came in at an interesting time. I think we
Yeah,
lost 200 viewers at that point.
That's all right. We were towards the end of this show anyway.
Yeah.
We got through the meat and potatoes of the roster. We're on day 3 of the show, basically. This is day 3 draft talk now.
Gator said it sounds like the theme from the Helen Keller story. That's good. That's great.
Oh God, it's terrible. You're a wizard, Harry.
Anyway.
I love it. There's a new Harry Potter series coming out.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
HBO.
yeah, is that little kid in it? Is that the one?
I mean,
Where it's
I
like
assume so. It's got to start off on the first book again, so it'll all be younger people. I'm looking forward to it. I loved the Harry Potter movies, so I can separate. Like if the show winds up sucking, it's not going to ruin anything of the books or the movies for me.
Gotcha.
Ooh, that's right. Peter says, by the way, aren't we getting Jets Gotham City rivalry jersey drop before the end of the month? I think it's Thursday, right? That's when we officially hear it.
Thursday, we will find out. It's going to be a great jersey.
Mm-hmm. We have had some discussions with people in the know, and it sounds like gray is where they're headed. I like it. I'm a fan.
So, I believe gunmetal gray was what we were.
So great, like a nice
Sense
F,
being the Jets and all that. You know?
yeah, an F-16 fighter jet kind of gray. Feels like it makes a lot of sense. Gator's asking about realignment. What did we? Did I miss something on the realignment that he was talking about?
Realignment.
Yeah, well, I think he was just had a thing he was talking about. Do you guys like the realignment concepts that have been floating around? Pittsburgh replacing Miami in our division. I don't don't necessarily want to see that. I've seen like the different, like, if you could reimagine all the divisions based on geographical location, like that's kind of interesting. Like why Dallas is in the NFC East makes no sense at all. I mean, we've already gone through one, at least in our 3 fan notes, we went through one realignment with the Colts actually have more division titles than the Jets do in the AFC East. It's crazy.
It's true. As sad as that is, it's the truth.
It's been a tough couple of years. That's all.
They haven't been in our division in 20 years, and they have more division titles than us.
That happens to be the toughest 20 years.
Oh, jeez.
Think about it. We didn't even win the fucking division when we were good. We had the Patriots here for 20 years.
Yeah, we just.
I mean, like
friggin' Tom Brady.
Even when we were what? Rex was an 11-win team, and we still didn't win the division.
Yeah, and the 1 year Brady was hurt, we had Favre, and he broke himself. Fucking Iron Man.
That 9-7, baby.
Brutal.
Got Mangini fired. It did.
Yep. Let's see what else, you guys. 80s logo.
Red said that's an official handcrafted flute made in Newark. That's so good. It was actually in Florida. The South Florida Ren Fair was badass. It was good.
I've never been to a Renaissance fair. I've driven past the one that's up in like Tuxedo by us, but I've never actually like gone to it. I like dressing up the stuff. I think that's fun.
Yeah, we were just about to commit, my wife and I. If you want to real quick Google 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐾𝐚𝐫𝐢𝐻𝐾, that's who I was going to dress as. 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐾, DRIZZT. 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐾𝐚, DOER. If you type in 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐾, that's who I was going to be. It was going to be hard to pull off, but I was going to fucking do it.
What is this guy from?
The series. It's a 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐾. There's like 35 books. I read 11, and then I just I can't fucking deal with any more 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐾. But he's a dark elf, but he's a good guy. He's like the elves are really bad people, but he's morally sound. But he'll fucking kill you.
Was he actually in Dungeons? Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons' most famous hero.
Yeah, he comes out of that, but he has his own. It's R.A. Salvatore shit. But anyway,
cool.
Imagine me being that guy, walking into the fucking Ren Fair.
I can't imagine you without a beard. We have to take all the hair off your chin and put it on your head.
Yeah. Well, and especially back then, I would have had to get rid of my belly and tits in order to be that guy. That guy's pretty ripped. I would have had to get one of those,
the fake like
muscle things. Yeah. I would have been that. That was my plan. He's a dark elf, so I would have had to get the hair and paint myself and get the scimitars. It was a lot of work, but I was going to do it. My wife was going to be some sexy fairy broad. I don't know.
I like it. I'm a fan.
Works.
Boys and girls, we are at the end of our show. We got some spin wheel action. Let's see if we can get a few more likes. Can we get this up to 300 likes?
Yeah. I got to get one more.
Let's see if we can get the people in the chat. Help us out here. Try to get us up to 300. We want to add, what do we got? We can add 4 more people to the spin wheel.
I'm just going to blow them out. I'm probably a couple behind anyway. Let me just start slamming them down these last few minutes. Did I do it? Where is it?
Gator says, show of hands. Jets missed the playoffs. Steelers go to the Super Bowl against Dallas. Do you root for Rodgers? No, I root for Dallas.
Dallas.
I have no hate towards Dallas whatsoever.
Dallas doesn't bother me at all.
I don't think there's...
Let me tell you something. Aaron Rodgers even getting to the Super Bowl after the last 2 years would already kill me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any team that I would be like, oh, maybe I'll root for Rodgers this year as a Steeler to win the Super Bowl over any other team. Like, I don't think there's any NFC team that I would be like, oh no, I hate that particular team.
Well, and let me set the record straight for everybody, at least from my standpoint. I don't hate Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he did anything, like he didn't do anything that I hate him. I want you got to understand. the Jets trading for Aaron Rodgers and all the hubbub over the last 2 years, 14 primetime games the last fucking 2 years, all right? And it's just total shit show. We win 5 games with this guy. And then he goes to the Steelers. So we let him go. We choose to let him go. And he goes there and wins the Super Bowl. That, to me, it just adds to the Jets' embarrassment and lore and pain for the fans. That's what it is. I just don't want it. What did you say, Matt? You had a great
the optics.
Yeah, the narratives. That's what you say. What we would have to endure as fans. I'm sick of it. I want the move. It's just like when the Jets cut. Like, look, you guys know I wanted 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐾𝐿𝐫𝐢𝐻𝐾𝐾 to work out. I think everybody did, obviously. But at the point, I held on longer. Why? Because I want the moves that the Jets make to be right. Now we cut them. Do you think I'm rooting for 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐾𝐿𝐫𝐢𝐻𝐾 because I want to be right? No, I ain't built that way. I don't need to be right. Like, I want the Jets I want the team I root for to be right. That's what I want. I want them to be good at this football thing. And they never do. They find a way to make it the most painful. Aaron Rodgers going to the Steelers because we chose not to keep him, which by proxy got rid of Devontae Adams. So we got rid of these guys. If Aaron Rodgers goes there and all of a sudden doesn't look old, slow, and ineffective and fucking beats us, number one, and then goes to the Super Bowl, I can't handle it, dude. It has nothing to do with my like for the person. It's just the situation. I can't handle it. That's what's up.
Yes.
Yeah. If the Steelers could go a solid 8-8 and miss the playoffs, or I guess 8-9, miss the playoffs, I do want that. There's not necessarily a hatred towards Rodgers. I feel salty, and I kind of there's part of me that wants to boo him because of my disappointment the last 2 years, but that's not really on anything he did. I think he took less money to come here. There was a bunch of players that came in to try and play with him. It just didn't work out. Things happen, but
yeah,
I will dislike him until he is no longer a Steeler or retires, or I really, like you guys mentioned, the narrative of it all is just I don't want to deal with the Jets cut him and now all of a sudden he's winning a Super Bowl and the Jets always do the stupid thing, and I don't know, the headlines write itself.
Correct. You guys said it best.
I'm tired of it.
Where are we at, Green Bean? How many people we got?
I'm going to get one more. The number's going to be 32. I'm going to get one more. Let's see who's the last qualifier is. Mo motherfucking Dean, this piece of shit.
This mother trucker.
He's not going to win. If it's number 32, that's the number he is. We're going to spin it again.
We're going to punt on it. All right. So if you get a shirt, you're getting Rodgers Wilson 2024. If you get eggs, you're getting a Yak King shirt. No, I'm kidding. Well, eggs is a Yak King shirt.
It said Modine is not subscribed to the channel. Are you really not subscribed?
He's subscribed. He's fine. It's this stupid Nightbot thing.
It always does that.
Yeah, everyone's unsubscribed. All right, let's see. We're going to do 3 randoms here. 1, 2. Next one is the winner. 26. Green Bean, where'd you go?
Dude, it's funny because he predicted it. Alan Dodds.
Oh.
I hope he gets eggs.
Send him a Yak King shirt.
Come on, Yak King shirt. Come on, Dodds. No!
Hat.
It's a hat. Alan, reach out to us. jetstalk247@gmail.com or talkinjetshow@gmail.com. Get your thoughts on a hat. You could have yourself a cap or a green beanie. We're very excited to have you joining us for our extravagant weekend. It's going to be fantastic. I don't know where Green Bean is. Green Bean's dark. Is he doing? Are you doing the Dark Knight thing right now? Are you your dark elf?
I didn't mean to.
You're Driz Dorden. There you go.
Drizzed. Everybody Google Drizzed. You'll see.
I would not have been able to spell that without you doing that. There's an apostrophe in there in the last name that threw me for a loop. All right, we've hit the end of our show. Bean, any last words for our audience?
Yeah. 2 things. Number 1 is I didn't set the stream yet, so you won't see it on my channel, but I'm going to make it as soon as we hang up here. We'll be hanging out at 10:35 on Green Bean channel. for the After Hours Jets Fest. Let's argue about it, man. Let's fucking fight. And I'm in a fighting mood. Let's fight. And I want to let everybody know I'm going to hang out with Snowball on Jets Worldwide this Friday night at 8 p.m. We're going to go over there and hang out. I don't know what to expect, but I'm looking forward to it. So come hang out on Jets Worldwide on Friday, and I'll see you in about, 30 minutes from now on my channel.
Snowball, I owe you a rain check on that. I'm going to be traveling, so I'm unable to join Mr. Green Bean over there. O'Leary, any last words?
Yeah, I'll be live with Jeremy on my channel tomorrow at 3 o'clock with some more fallout from this roster, decisions that were made, and getting closer to the season, boys. Can't wait to finally be there.
Boys and girls, we've reached the end of our show. Thank you so much. Hit that like button on the way out. We'll see you next week, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. JETS.
Just go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you gonna blame the defense?
I got the pouch. Screw green bean. Damn it. But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing something. Go Jets.
He scores!
Ow, my head! No, come on.
What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk duns, boys and girls.
Freeze run.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.
Jets!